Thank you, Kristin, for joining us on the news. Kristin, let's start with your take on why funding remained relatively steady at the first quarter. The start of second quarter has been underwhelming so far. What's your read on the current state of the funding landscape?
Absolutely. Good to be here. Thank you for having me. Confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, fantastic. So I think it's a couple of things. So, and I do think actually that we're probably going to see an upward trend or a trend back upward as we've sort of seen the recovery that's been happening over the past 6 to 12 months. Why is this happening? I think it's because the fundamental opportunity on the continent isn't going to go away, right? Over half of the world's workforce is going to come from the continent over the next 40 to 50 years. What that means is that investors cannot look away from investing on the continent, placing the right bets on the right teams, on the right opportunities. Obviously, part of what happened with the market shocks and the downturn in 2023, 2024 was that investors needed to recalibrate, realign, take a lot of the lessons from the boom of 2019, 2020, 2021, and reapply them to their fund strategies. So I think that's really what's happening here.
Okay, what would you say are the key signals or key qualities that investors are watching out for in the early stage startups right now?
Yeah, so I think for early stage teams, we're really looking for very, very strong founders, right? So what this means is some technical expertise, some domain expertise. There's that privileging of second-time founders or founders that have experience in a corporate environment, essentially folks that understand some of the things that can go wrong and are also able to engage in stakeholder engagement or stakeholder management in the right ways. These are really important traits, right? In addition to all of the other things that are often talked about, like having a great idea, being able to convene a compelling team, and then also having some market traction.
All right. Also, Kristin, before we let you go, we've seen a few cases where well-funded startups fail to scale or to sustain growth. In your view, what are some of the recurring issues that have informed this development?
I think it's complicated. I think you have a young population who, in many cases, are perhaps seeing those kinds of numbers for the first time in their lives and don't quite know what to do with it. One of the things that we have to recognize is that many ventures, many founders are coming into entrepreneurship from really no basis of experience and really coming from just maybe the brilliance of their idea or the community that they've been able to galvanize around them to get them momentum for the fundraise. So I think that as investors start to build stronger governance structures, as support becomes robust, we're actually going to see a decline in some of these founder-led or founder-caused challenges with investments. Ultimately, investing in startups is a risk, and we do expect the bulk of investments that we make to fail. Why they fail, however, they need to fail for good reasons, and I think that's where we try to optimize so that there's always a value add and there are always learnings even when these ventures fail.
All right, Kristin, Managing Partner at Innovate Africa, Kristin Wilson, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this.